Tropical forests are home to the majority of the world's species, making up less than 10% of Earth's surface, yet containing over 60% of known species. These forests also host the highest number of endangered species. However, they are under serious threat as more land is being cleared for agriculture and industrial use. Governments and international organizations have tried to protect these areas, but new research shows that this may not be enough to prevent biodiversity loss. A study published in PLOS Biology involved researchers from around the world who studied how nearby human activity impacts mammal populations in tropical forests. The team found that forests close to human populations have fewer mammal species, even in protected areas like national parks. Human activities, such as hunting and living near protected zones, can make it harder for animals to thrive, even if the forest itself is preserved. The study discovered that anthropogenic extinction filtering occurs, where human activity outside of protected areas affects the wildlife inside. This means that human presence, even without land destruction, can reduce the number of species living in nearby forests. The research covered tropical forests in South America, Africa, and Asia, using over 2,000 trail cameras to monitor wildlife across these regions. The project, led by Ilaria Greco from the University of Florence, is the largest study of its kind. The researchers collected long-term data on 239 species of mammals, looking at how the population varied in places with different levels of human activity and habitat disturbance. They found that in areas with high human population density, mammal populations were smaller. Sites that were fragmented or affected by land use changes showed more significant declines in wildlife. The study's model suggested that for every 16 humans per square kilometer near a protected area, mammal species could decrease by 1%. In areas where forests are fragmented and close to human activity, the damage is even harder to reverse. Nearly 70% of tropical forests are within 1 kilometer of human development, further threatening wildlife. To protect these species, the study emphasized the importance of additional conservation measures like forest restoration, especially in areas where human impact is significant. It is not just the protected area that matters for biodiversity conservation, but also what is outside the protected area, said Lydia Boudreau, assistant professor at Michigan State University and a key contributor in the study. Until recently, we have not had high-quality data at a global scale to measure how people affect the number of mammal species and how widely they occur within tropical forests. This research offers the most detailed look at how human activity is driving biodiversity loss in some of the world's most species-rich regions. While protected areas are carefully chosen, the criteria used to select them may not be enough to ensure the survival of endangered species. Current global efforts like the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration and the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework may not meet their goals of preventing extinction and ecosystem destruction, according to the study's authors. To improve the effectiveness of protected areas, the researchers suggest selecting sites that expand existing ones and create continuous forest corridors. This approach would increase the distance between humans and tropical mammals, promoting better biodiversity. Instead of isolating small patches of land, connecting protected areas could offer larger, uninterrupted habitats for species to thrive. The authors warn that protecting tropical mammals requires addressing human pressures far beyond the borders of protected zones. In other words, conservation efforts need to consider the broader landscape, not just isolated reserves. Preserving natural habitat is a good start, but conservation strategies will have to continually adapt as researchers better understand the balance between us and the wild world that surrounds us. Don't stop here. Find out more. Visit the links in the description below for more in-depth information on the stories presented in this video. Or if you are a part of a wildlife organization doing something interesting right now, let us know in the comments.